Everybody predicted that the Model Y refresh would launch in Q2 2025, but Tesla shocked the world by launching it yesterday with a twist. Stick with us as we see what is going on with what could be the world's best-selling car. I'm Dave. This is Dave Takes It On. When new models are announced, there is the ever-present danger that sales of the old model will just instantly crash, known as the Osborne effect. And all manufacturers of all products are naturally very wary, hiding the actual release date for as long as possible. But this refresh model has been talked about for many months, so not much of a secret. Yet sales of the old model are barely affected. Well, Tesla is different in one major respect. They do not follow the motor industry tradition of making a specific model and then sticking to it for the life of that model. Most models vary little throughout their average 6-year lifespan, with just a minor tweak or facelift mid-cycle. Tesla cars often undergo really major revisions on an almost daily basis, meaning that the model that you buy this week can be significantly different from that which your neighbour bought for the same price just a few weeks previously. Also, since the software is written in-house and is constantly evolving, every new car gets the very latest version, and every existing car gets an over-the-air update to update it to that. For this reason, Tesla model refreshes rarely feature many significant technology changes, but concentrate much more on the cosmetic, the aesthetic, and efficiency. So, what's on offer? Well, first, Tesla is launching just one specific model, and you can order it today. It's not a pre-order. This is a proper order with a £200 non-refundable deposit for delivery in May in the UK. That model is called the launch model, and it is the dearest model in the Model Y range. It is one model and a very limited spec, and it is like the Foundation series Cybertruck. This move, by the way, almost instantly eliminates the Osborne effect. The old Model Y is still available, and as described, very little difference technically from the refresh model. It's available for a discount pre-configured. You choose what they already have in stock, or you can still configure and choose your own at list price. Or you can choose the refresh launch model at the highest price. You cannot order any other refresh model yet. Now, in practice, some people will continue buying the old Model Y. Some people will pay the premium and get the launch edition. Others will wait. Tesla has diluted the Osborne effect. So what's included in the launch model? Well, here is some major confusion as different countries have different specs and prices. For example, in the US, the launch edition includes a choice of 4 colours, 2 different wheels, 2 interiors, a performance upgrade, and full self-driving within the price of $59,990. Here in the UK, we get a much lower spec. We get 2 colours, black or silver. We get 1 wheel choice, 1 interior. We get the basic autopilot, no FSD, but we do get the performance upgrade. We both get tow bar included, no choice. Both get a load of detail, door trims, interior trims, tailgate badges and the like. Ours in the UK is $60,990, making it $10,000 dearer than the performance model, but the launch edition gets loads of goodies like the rear screen for the kids, motorised rear seats, silent glass, upgraded suspension, much better efficiency, better hardware all round. Plus, if you opted for the metallic paint on the old Model Y Performance, that would cost you an extra $2,600. Plus, you get 353-mile range on the Launch Edition, whereas the Performance gives you 319. So the Y Launch Edition, 60,990 with a 0 to 60 of 4.1 seconds, is close behind, goes much further than and much cheaper than spec'd out Performance, which is 0.6 seconds faster. It's got loads missing. Well, who should buy what? Well, put simply, the launch model of the Refresh Y is for those who want the very latest. Tech-wise, it has more, but yeah, but then the normal Refresh will have nearly all of that much cheaper when it launches in a few months' time. It is and will remain unique with the details, and you will have the first in the UK. But it will also drop the most in price, depreciation, once the cheaper, lower spec versions launch. Unless you must have the first and the best, I would wait. If you don't actually need the very latest tech, the older Model Y would be a bargain. Should you wait for that? Here I don't know. In theory, as we get closer to the mass launch of the Y Refresh, discounts and offers should grow. But once they sell out, you won't be able to get one. So it's a question of judgment. So people are going to ask, how long should I wait if I wait? And the answer is, I really don't know. But we are going to find some answers pretty soon. There will be a rush for the launch edition of the Model Y Refresh. There is no doubt about that. But nobody is quite certain as to how much of a rush that will be, because as long as that rush exists, they're not going to launch the other models. Why would they? The launch edition is a premium model, it's at a premium price, and they would be crazy to launch the more budget models at that stage if they have that much demand. So while that demand exists, you won't be able to buy anything else, and they will be hoping to sell off all the older Model Ys at the same time. But there will come a point, some point in the future, at which they have none of the older Model Ys left. They've all gone, and the sales of the Model Y Refresh launch model will begin to slow down. And at that point, they will start releasing the other models. And again, a quick look at the Cybertruck, and you see this in action. I suspect with the Model Y, there'll be a general release of all of the models. So instead of with the the Cybertruck, there's a gradual release working down the range until eventually, and we haven't reached it yet, they get down to the cheapest range. I think with the Model Y Refresh, they will go for the three immediately. That will be the budget model, single motor, long range, rear wheel drive, then the long range all wheel drive, and then the performance was. If I had to guess, I would suspect this is going to take about 6 months. So towards the middle or end of the year, maybe August, September, October, when we see the full release of all of the models. And as I say, I suspect that will be done all in one go. They will control it on price initially. They always have done in the past. As long as huge demand for it, the price will remain high. However, over time, this model is cheaper to produce. Every single model they make and every refresh they do, it is done with efficiency of building in mind. So this one will be costing them less. However, Tesla are very averse to having massive big waiting lists. They do not want to have 2, 3 or 4 years of waiting lists of people having paid their £200 deposit and have to wait 2 or 3 years to actually get their cars. So these are going to come in at a higher price than we are eventually going to see. It's just purely supply and demand. Over time, as demand starts tailing off slightly, you are going to see discounting. Only it's not discounting in the true sense of the word. It is coming down to the price it should have been launched at, but wasn't, because of this fear of having massive big long waiting lists and people giving up halfway through. It is a crazy situation to be in. It is one that Tesla, they are very careful to control it, and there is no real way around this. If people would buy at a sensible pace, maybe they wouldn't have this problem. But this will be a very popular car. It will be a very popular lease car. It's going to be fantastic for salary sacrifice. It's going to be in huge demand all over the world. And there's nothing Tesla can do about that. They just happen to have made a superb car. And nothing Elon Musk can say or do is going to stop that. Yeah, there will be a group of people who think we ought to boycott all his products. It's not going to happen. It's just such a good car, such a popular car, and people will buy it in massive numbers. So, yeah, it's going to be one of those judgment calls. My own personal thought is that with the constant software updates that you get with a Tesla, whenever you're ready to buy one, just buy one. It's a bit like mobile phones. If you wait for the next model, by the time you get to the next model, you hear about the model after that. And if you wait for that one, you hear about the model after that. You'd never buy another thing in your life. Whatever Tesla launches and releases will be a good car. So if you're ready to buy it, if you've got the money to buy it, and if you've chosen to buy a Tesla, just go and buy it. Obviously, if you're on a lease at the moment, just let that one run its course, then get whatever's on offer when it expires. The next model release, whatever that might be, will be even better still. I think the case for leasing every 2 or 3 years is actually getting ever stronger. I'm Dave. Well, if you have enjoyed this video, please click the like button. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. We do release a video every day, so you'll be able to catch up on all that's happening. This video is supported by our ever-present Patreon members. If you'd like to find details of that, you'll find them below in the description. So a big thank you to all our faithful Patreon members. I'm Dave.